Girlfriend, I am so excited to be here with you today. And you know, the thing that I love to talk about is women supporting women. And we're going to get into this today even further, talking about women collaborating together. So I'm so excited to share another girlfriend with you, Nancy, and we will see you on the other side. Hey, Nancy girl.
Hey, Ingafay, how are you doing today?
I am doing so good, so good, so good. I'm so excited to have you here today, and I'm looking forward to talking about women supporting women in business. But before we get started, girl, we don't want to get in your business. We want to know a little bit more about you, who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And again, I'm so grateful for time to be with you anytime, Ingafay. And so just a little bit about me. I got kicked out of corporate America 40 years ago, and I've been on this entrepreneurial journey ever since. And for myself, I absolutely love helping people that now are 50 and older, men and women, to just really help them improve their physical and financial health, because we want to continually live as long and as healthy as possible. And at 72, I don't want to outlive my longevity health-wise. I want to stay right there in sync. But I also love helping women, especially, to support each other, Ingafay, just like you're doing. And I've been leading networking groups over 20 years. And I have a TV show also, like you've got a podcast show featuring women, because women, again, supporting women is one of the best things and the most funnest things that we can do, Ingafay.
Yes, yes, yes. So it sounds like you've been doing this a long time.
See these gray hairs?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that is absolutely awesome. So I'm curious. Now, you said you've been building your business for, you said 40 years, right? Is that what you
Well,
said?
I've been a researcher in health and wellness, but really been building my health and wellness business for the last almost 20
Oh,
years.
20 years. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I got the timing right. Tell us a little bit about how you've seen women supporting women in business over that 20-year period that you've been in business for yourself.
And it really has changed a lot, Ingafay, because, 20 years ago when women started, coming together for networking groups and things, I was a little bit catty. It was a little bit with that mindset with, this is my business, don't step on my toes. If you're in health and wellness and I'm in health and wellness, I'm here first. But I have seen over the years how it has changed, because people that really do great in business are heart-centered. We believe that there's more than enough, there's an abundance, and you don't have to have ulterior motives. You don't have to have false intentions, while you're getting to know somebody, because you really want to get to know them. But yes, it has changed a lot over the last couple of decades. But the best thing is that women love to serve and to give, and we're very people oriented. Men can do a lot of great business on the golf course. We can do a lot of great business in the grocery store. So, but we really love to help each other find those great resources to share, and how it continually evolves. And when you talk about follow-up, they always talk about the fortunes in the follow-up. Well, the fortunes also, like when we have one-on-ones with each other and somebody comes to our heart or mind that can be a good resource for that other person, that's part of your follow-up also, is being true.
Sure.
Yeah, being true and saying, you know what, I'm going to love to connect or share something with you that can possibly benefit you. And, you've led a lot of women in leadership too, and being a cheerleader for others is really important, because we all go through different seasons of life. And there's times when we just really need to come alongside and just say, you know what, I'm here for you.
Right. I love it. I love it. Love it. That's one thing I love about working with women, because especially women that have that female energy, a really strong female energy bond that goes on, because it's very collaborative and very supportive. And it's not catty. So I'm glad to know that you got rid of the catty folks, that you are working with folks that want to work with you and know that it's better for us to rise up together than to do it apart. So I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So when you've done these 20 years, where have where have women gotten the help to evolve in their business? Where have you seen that?
I've seen a lot of them tap into not only networking and trainings, but also through the business centers for women. If you have
Yes.
a local community college, they usually have a business center, and you can have a free mentor, read all the free things that come in, because that means we have more money to invest in other areas of our business. But also through SCORE, they've been around for decades. It's,
Right.
retired people in professions that can share some of their wisdom, knowledge, and experience. But finding mentors, it doesn't have to be somebody that's really famous or, an influencer, but finding somebody that can help keep you accountable, to cheer you on, to help you set down those goals and, even brainstorm with you to go through those steps to reach those goals. So I think the main thing is finding those places and resources that we're going to continually learn about. And you can become overwhelmed. So I think it's always amazing a couple times a year, or at least once a year. I don't believe in resolutions. I believe in realignments when it comes to the end of the year. Just to
Right.
look back over what you have been doing, find the things that are working well, the things that aren't, you can, I call it BNR, bless and let go, release.
That's right.
But then also asking. I think asking for help, asking for people that, if your computer's flipping out or whatever, check with some people, say, who do you know that's a great cost effective, not cheap, cost effective person that can help, assist in this. And you'd be amazed at some of the people that just love to give out of their own heart and generosity.
Right. Right. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that. I know that there's some free options out there. Although I know personally, for me, I find value in investing because I feel like when people invest, when they pay their money, they pay attention. Because sometimes when you do get some of those free offers, people don't necessarily take it as seriously as they would when they paid because they have some skin in the game.
Absolutely. And that is when they know they're going to invest, they need to make sure they're investing in something that is going to be beneficial for them. Because it
Right.
is. I mean, it's a tax write off, it's an investment. And it has to be something not just because it's the next new thing.
Oh yeah.
Having, again, that great person, that business person that looks at your business and said, this is where areas that you need to improve in. This is an area that you might have weakness in. And those are the things that you want to invest in. I mean,
Right.
we want to continually evolve and be the very best. And I'm definitely not saying you need to be the jack of all trades for your business.
No. Yeah. I totally agree with that as well because it's very important for us to find the who can help us more so than the how, because when you are building your business and you want to elevate it to a certain level, you have to be able to delegate some of that stuff off because you're not Superwoman, and we don't want you to get bogged down with all of these different things that you have to do and get burned out.
I'm not creating a website, Ingafay.
So you definitely got to have somebody to delegate it to help you along the journey because it's not meant for you to do it by yourself. For sure, for sure. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. So I know you talked about the networking groups that you have led. Has that been one of your main lead generation sources to grow your business?
It
Tell us
has
a little
been.
bit about that.
It really has been, because getting to know people when you're networking with them, not just one time, but especially if you're a part of a group, you're building that relationship and you're getting to know who they always say know, like, and trust, but who is really have got some great recommendations. They've got great referrals. They've got people that are doing testimonies and, on their spirit of excellence when they're doing their business and their jobs. But I have found so many things over the years through networking and resources, and then asking, who do you know? And then when you're meeting people, you can always ask for, you ask them, who would speak the highest of you besides your mother, or something that you've worked with, and somebody that would give you a great referral. And you can definitely pick up the phone and call and say, how did this person do when you worked with them? Especially if you're going to be paying them to be doing something. It's just like getting your house painted. You just get a few estimates, but you want to make sure you ask for the referral, because just because somebody's more cost effective than somebody else, they might have done a lousy job. Even we get estimates for painters, like if we're going to have our house painted. I mean, we get, at least 3 quotes or whatever, but just because somebody's price is lowest doesn't mean they're always the best. So that's why asking for referrals is huge.
That's right.
Because because you paid less doesn't mean that you're going to have the quality of work. So asking for referrals, if you would use them again, if you would recommend them, and that is something I think is really important, especially before you invest some big dollars.
So when you have done networking, what would be some things that you think are some must-dos when people network?
I think being prepared is
Okay.
really important. Thinking about networking before you go, you need to know a little bit more about the group. This is back especially when we were in person, but even now when you're networking virtually,
Right.
Finding out more about that group, finding out who's in it, who's active in it. And you could, even if it's a brand new group or whatever, get in touch with somebody that has been there before and ask them, what is the climate? What's the environment? Is everybody just, are they fun loving? Are they happy? Or are they just business as usual? So finding out more about the group before you even enter in, I think, is really important. And then making sure that when you're going to be talking about yourself, and it's perfectly fine to share about yourself, because how would somebody know if they want to work with you or not if you don't share with them, a little bit? But being specific, when they say your 30-second, elevator speech, and I'm sitting there thinking, it's your 30-second introduction. You want to cause curiosity. You want to say some things that make people want to get in touch with you and learn more.
Right.
But keeping great notes or saving the chat and doing things, and that follow-up is huge. Especially, you don't have to get in touch with every single person either in that networking group. You look at it and you just see those people that stand out to you that you want to get to know better and learn more about their business, and be that Sherlock Holmes, be curious. And I'll tell people sometimes, Ingafay, when we have one-on-ones, I'll say, you know what, I just want to learn more about what you are doing, so when I'm talking about you behind your back, I can be honest and true.
I love it. I love it. That's good. That's good. That's good. So I know you mentioned one-on-ones. Do you encourage that you do one-on-ones after the networking event?
I do, and sometimes people will do, they call them little huddles or whatever. You could get in touch with a couple of people,
Okay.
and you just have like your little mini. You say, pick out 2 people and say, we were all on the same networking group. Would love to know if you'd like to do a little huddle to get to know each other better, and just have a couple, because that means you're multiplying the time that you're spending also.
Right.
Some people don't like that. They just want to have that one-on-one to get to know each other, because sometimes people won't say some things in front of somebody else that they don't know.
Right.
That's not a deep, dark secret, but just being open and honest.
I love it. I love it. So you're recommending to us to not just do a one-on-one type of follow-up meeting, that you could do a one-to-many, where you're getting to know more than just one person at a time. It's amazing that you said that, because I know one of the ladies that I had met a while back, that's what she did. She had kind of a huddle meeting, as you had mentioned, where she was getting to know several of us at one time. So it wasn't just a one-on-one. It was like, I think it was maybe 5 or 6 of us in the group. She had it on a Friday evening, and then about an hour and a half, we were able to really get to know each other. So it wasn't just her getting to know the other 5, but it was us getting to know the other 5 as well. So it was a win-win all the way around. So that is an excellent idea. Excellent.
And if you do that, somebody has to be a timer.
Oh yeah. And she had breakouts. I mean, she had the breakouts where you would do one-on-one. So it was still a one-to-many, but then we had occasions where you would just meet one-on-one with the other person. So you still were able to connect and build a further develop the relationship, and then still meet other people that you may not have known too. So I think that's an excellent idea. That's cool. Now, do you do one-on-one or one-to-many meetings, regardless if it's a virtual event or if it's a one-on-one? I mean, in-person event. How does that change anything, the way the event
goes.
take place. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of one-on-ones virtually now. I mean, I
Okay.
used to meet at coffee shops. I used to do it, different things. But it saves time, saves money, and you know what? You can be barefooted, and so you can,
Yeah.
and so. But I like doing the virtual one-on-ones because you're in charge of your schedule. And if
Yeah.
life happens, or like if you're going to be meeting somebody and life happened to them, and they had to cancel, then all of a sudden, you're turning around and going back. So
Right.
I think it's really important to make your one-on-ones to where they're that you give yourself a little bit of grace and space too, because even after your one-on-ones, remember the follow-up. That's the time right after your one-on-ones when you've taken your notes and you've talked, about the person, found out what's good for them. Then you can go and do that follow-up, send those connections, send those resources and whatever. And I like colored pens, I like different things, and I just check it off as I get things done. And so
Right.
then I think some other things too that women, we get so busy and so involved in so many different things. Some things fall through the cracks, and that's
Right.
why people absolutely love to have their CRM that works for them also.
Yes.
And there's so many different CRMs that can keep track of your contacts and when you got in touch with them. It's sort of like having another little assistant.
Yeah, I love it.
Your brain.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, doing that follow up, I think it's also good for those introverted like us. We love that power of the pause. So that follow up time gives us regrouping time to rejuvenate ourselves for the next meeting. So that's one of the things that I've implemented, is making sure that I have at least 15 minutes just to kind of recuperate and regroup. And like you said, write down those notes that while it's still fresh in my mind, that I can put in my notebook, or like you said, CRM, to refer back to if I need to get back in touch with that person and see where we just left off and go from there.
Absolutely.
That's
You're a
awesome.
smart woman, Ingafay, because you're even putting in that little bit of margin so you can go get some water, something to drink, and go to the restroom, or to get something to eat, because that's part of your self-care.
Exactly.
So many women have heard, they go, oh, I forgot to eat, or I
Yeah.
forgot whatever. And I'm sitting there going, well, you know what? Who's in charge of your calendar and your schedule?
Yep. And it's easy to do, because if you have back to back meetings, oftentimes, I know there was a time that I did that. I was so drained by the end of the day, and it was because I didn't have that in between time just to reflect and regroup and rejuvenate. Even if it just meant walking around the house a little bit, just to kind of get the blood flowing from sitting down for a while. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Awesome. So I know that you had given me your website. Is there something that you wanted to share on there? I know before we were talking about, I think you had something like a quiz or something that people could do. I'm going to show this real quick.
So I love helping people just to sort of audit their own self-care in
Okay.
what they're doing. And so I've got some quizzes on there that are just fun, but it helps you to stop for a moment to evaluate yourself and see where you are in different areas, whether it's stress or whether it's your health and, sleeping, eating, exercises, all those amazing things we get to do
Right.
for that. But then also I love having a conversation, 30 minutes, it's all about you call. And we get to highlight all the good things that you're doing and strengthen and support that. And then just talk a little bit about the areas that you might want to, again, enhance or just tweak. Because as we continually age, and that's the goal, is we want to keep doing the things again for that mind, that body, and that spirit, to keep nurturing them, Ingafay, because if we leave one of those areas out, one of those areas are going to start letting us know, I've been left out, help me.
Exactly. I love it. So what I've done is I've put this across the screen here so everyone can see the website that she is recommending. It's the healthysaleschick.com, where you can go and actually take that survey. In addition to that, we'll have it down in the show notes. So there's no need for you to write it down. It'll be a hyperlink down there where you can just click and go to exactly where you need to go. Nancy, tell us what would be one thing you want to share before we left with the group about, just self-care in general.
Well, really, I think so many times as women, and especially if you're still raising children, everybody else becomes priority. Everybody else needs are first. And so I think, for women, again, just to stop and give yourself a break and just, reward yourself for the good things that you're doing. We get things accomplished in Ingafay and then we're off to the next exciting thing. I'm sitting there going, just stop. Just
Right.
stop for a moment and celebrate you. You got to take a bath anyways. Make it a bubble bath, put candles on, put some music on, and
Exactly.
just enjoy yourself and just enjoy being who you are.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yes, it's so important for us to do that and take time to rejuvenate ourselves and rest, because it's a balance. We can work hard, but we definitely need to rest as well. So, and if we're out of balance and we're out of harmony, then our body will definitely let us know that we need to get ourselves in check. But again, thank you so much for being here, Nancy. I guess Kathy must be on my mind. She must be talking about me today since I called
Must
you
have
Kathy.
been. Your ears are burning.
But again, thanks for your time and attention, everyone that's watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.
Thank you.